You've seen the AI videos, you've probably tried a few things, and you still don't have a clear answer for how any of this actually fits into the way you work. You already opened the tool and typed something in, hoping this would be the time it actually worked for you. What came back was flat and generic. Not wrong exactly, just not useful enough to actually use. So you closed the tab and went back to doing it the old way. Here's what's actually going on in the specific pattern behind it. Almost every client I bring on has already tried AI before they call me. Not one of them had a tool problem. Every single one had the same handful of habits working against them, and you've probably got at least one of them too. Here's what that actually looks like in the moment. You type in exactly what you need, and what comes back feels like it could have come from anyone, not written for your business specifically. Most people land on one of two explanations for that. The tool isn't as good as advertised, or they're missing some trick everyone else already knows. Both explanations miss what's actually going on, which is a lot more specific and a lot more fixable. Once you see the actual pattern, you stop blaming the tool or yourself, and you start fixing the thing that's actually broken. 4 things produce flat results. See which ones you recognize. You asked it a question instead of giving it a brief. Write me a social post is a question. It has no constraints, so the model fills the gap with the most average version of a social post it can generate. Tell it who the post is for, what you want them to do after reading it, and what you've already tried that didn't work, and now you've got a brief. A brief gets you something specific. A question gets you something average. Then there's accepting the first draft. This is the biggest one. People treat AI like a vending machine. One input, one output, done. That's almost word for what I said in the first video, and I'm repeating it on purpose because it's still the single most common habit I see, even in people who watch that video. What you should do instead is read that first draft, tell it exactly what's wrong with it, and go again. 2 or 3 rounds in, the output starts sounding like something you'd actually send. 1 round in, it never does. The constraint you left out matters more than you think. Every business has a rule that isn't obvious from the outside. A compliance line you can't cross, a tone your clients expect and would notice the absence of. Say that constraint out loud, or the model has no way to know it exists, and it'll write around it every time. You know the constraint. It doesn't until you tell it. Last, you tried to replace judgment instead of applying it. This is the one from last week's video, showing up as the actual failure point. You handed it a task that required your judgment on what good looks like, then skipped the part where you use that judgment to check the output. That's not the tool failing. That's the one input it actually needed, missing from the process. None of these 4 things are about the tool getting smarter. They're about what you bring into the conversation and what you do with what comes back. Here's what changes once you see this. You stop treating a flat result as proof AI doesn't work for you and start treating it as proof that one of these 4 things is missing. That's a different problem to have. It's one you can actually fix in the next few minutes, not one you have to wait for a better model to solve. Now, this won't make every output perfect on the first try either. It'll shrink the gap between what you get and what you need down to a few minutes of cleanup, not a full write-up. If you want to know exactly where these 4 things are showing up in your own workflows, the link in the description takes you to a free diagnostic. It takes about 5 minutes. And if you know someone running a business alone who could use this, send it to them. That's how this channel grows. If this was useful, hit the like button and subscribe. New video every week, real workflows, no fluff, and drop your questions or thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.